Yo, what's up? It's the kid William Cata, and you're now rocking with and tuned into Illest Line.
First of all, let me start off by saying this. So, um, I did this Illest Lines challenge where I premiered one of my beats that I actually is the beat that I use for my show. I'm like, let's see if people get on it. And there was this other dude named Iron Will had that posted his video, and I remember trying to look for his music, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, I know I saw him on Instagram, so I started looking. I'm like, wait a minute, was his name William Cata? Or what? I know his name was Will something. So that's how I stumbled upon your music, because I started looking, and when I saw you,
Shout out to Iron Will.
right, shout out to Iron Will, most definitely, because I'm like, you get a lot of people that you come across, especially when you're looking for certain things. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's how I stumbled upon your music. So I'd be lying if I said I knew about your music before, last year.
Right.
But what I did find, man, I thought that everything that you were doing, like, I don't feel like you pulled any punches. You know what I mean? Not just in what you do as far as lyrically and whatnot, but which is something that I think a lot of people find hard to find when it comes to CHH. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of people. There's a pretty good handful of people that will go bar for bar, but there's some people that are like that are out there that kind of make people feel like it's a corny thing. You know what I'm saying? So stumbling upon your music was dope, so I really appreciated what I found, you know what I'm saying?
I
And
appreciate it,
yeah,
bro.
man, yeah, it was good. And you young too. Like, what, you seem like, what, are you in your 20s or what?
Yeah, I'm 26.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
Wow. You old enough
26.
to be my son.
I'm definitely getting up there. I'm 26 though.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I've been rapping. I don't know if we getting into that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it since I was around like 9.
Right.
Um, my brother Chris Cooper, of course,
Mhm.
he also raps about the gospel.
Right.
He wrote my rhyme. He wrote my first rhyme when I was
Mhm.
young,
That was
and
around 9 or 10, right?
yeah, that was
Yeah.
around 9 to 10. I wanted to play ball,
Oh,
but he
okay.
used to had a little setup in the crib in the Bronx. And one day he told me to just say this rap he had wrote,
Mhm.
and it had a minor curse word in it. And I told him, don't tell mommy. You ain't gonna tell mommy. He's like, nah, I just want to hear how your voice sounds. So I'm
Right.
like, all right, cool. I did it. He liked how my voice sound. I liked how my voice sound.
Mhm.
Later on, upon coming upstairs, when it was time to come upstairs from being outside on the block,
Mhm.
my mom's happened to tell me she heard the record. And
You
I
thought
was
you was in
like,
trouble?
man, yeah, you said she wasn't gonna hear it.
uh,
And she just was like, she don't want me cursing.
right.
But he was like, nah, it's dope though, man. See, you wasn't gonna get in trouble.
Right.
And from there, I started falling in love with rap. And
Mm.
the whole shebang, I found myself writing my own raps. And
Right.
that's one of the things, musically, when I first started doing music, I never
Mhm.
fell in love with the writing process.
Really?
Yeah, because
Huh.
I always liked, I'm saying as far as being like around that age, it seemed
Right.
more like homework. I wanted
I
the
hear you.
finished
Yeah.
product. I wanted the
Right.
record to be done already. Because I
Okay.
learned how to record myself fairly young. So around that age, I'm recording myself. Of course, we had a little computer mic, the
Right.
little skinny tube mic. I had the Acid 4.0 on the
Oh, wow.
Windows. Yeah, so probably like Windows 2000, if that,
Right.
probably, you know what I'm saying? One of
Millennium.
the early joints.
Right.
Yeah, and actually my step pops used to do reggae.
Oh, was that right?
So
Oh, okay.
he's actually who introduced us into the gospel. But
Nice.
it didn't take a toll until when God actually said this is when
Right.
so, but yeah, man, recording myself, I would really like the process of recording and how it'll
Mhm.
come out, but I never really liked writing because I just felt like it just take too much to figure out
Right.
words and put it together.
Right.
And from there, bro, I started to get better, man. And my brother would also, I would take some of his rhymes sometimes, go
Mhm.
outside and go rap them.
Right.
They thought I was hard, you know what I'm saying? Then he
No one was the
actually
wiser,
wrote,
right?
yeah,
No
I'm
one knew.
saying like, and it's crazy because he had actually ended up writing me a record, not a record, a rock, a rhyme, like an 8-bar rhyme for a battle, right? And these is one of the rhymes where it's already premeditated. So you supposed to go second. You can't go first. You got to go second because it's going at the guy who went first.
Yeah.
So I happen to get that down packed. And yeah, man, from there I would just go hard with it, man. It's a deep, long story, but
yeah.
that's really the gist of how I started.
Got you. So if that was around 9, that would you say that was the point where it kind of kickstarted that love for it and you know, in general?
Yeah, the love for it kickstarted when, for as far as me doing it, I always loved music though. Always listen to hip hop.
Right.
Yeah, I'm from the Bronx, so even like my real dad, like when I would be with him riding through New York, he's Guyanese, right? My steppops is Jamaican, so
my wife's family is from Guyana too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up around nothing but that culture.
Right.
So if I wasn't in the car with my pops listening to, you know, the reggae scene, he would always play like the Rakims, the Big Daddy Kane, like a lot of the older first, second generation mute. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And from there, I would say I fell in love with music. Even rest in peace, DMX, you know what I'm saying? Like Rough Riders. And my pops, he didn't really listen to a lot of that kind of hip hop. He listened to also like the
old school,
you know, the Big Daddy Kanes and all of that, like the more feel good, but we still gotta, you know what I'm saying? But he had a box full of tape cassettes. And all the ones he didn't really listen to, he'd give to me. So I remember having the Eve album. I had the Rough Rider. Had a whole lot of that, and I would listen to that. But it wasn't until fast forward back when I was like 9, 10 years old, my brother Chris was like, yo, it's this new dude, 50 Cent. So it's crazy because I had a mixtape and I was listening to Fab on it, a couple records. I think it was him and his brother Paul Kane. It was just a mix CD with various artists. And 50 had Wankster on there at the end of it. And I never heard Wankster.
Yeah.
And even the beat sounded a little candy-ish to me, right? So my brother like, nah, this is the fire. This, you gotta hit this. You gotta bump this. So I'm just like, all right. He put it on. It's all right. I didn't fall in love with the record right away, but I fell in love with the fact that 50 was that new guy. And I didn't know who he was yet. I just know my brother said he was dope, right?
Right.
So from there, I started hearing more and more 50 in the streets. My 2 older brothers, so Chris Cooper's my middle brother. My oldest brother got murdered when I was like 10.
Oh, I did read about that.
Yeah. So he would be outside with his boombox playing nothing but 50. And after a while, like learning 50's story, you see him get shot. He survived it. He going at every rapper. He looked like a real life action figure. Like, to me, nothing was bigger than 50 Cent. Nobody, like, he was the toughest break. He was Superman in hip hop to me growing up.
Gotcha.
And from there, man, I got to see his career like as he grew. And I remember I would go to school and I would print out pictures of 50 Cent and I would sell them for $1 in elementary school.
Right.
You know what I mean? And of course, the parents came, made me give the money back. You selling my kids these pictures of 50. Then you using the school supply to do it. It's like, but then I will also print out the lyrics. Go home, download the instrumental, rap the record like if I was 50.
Right.
Once I knew how to do that, sky was the limit with me making my own music.
Right.
And further down the line, I want to say the week before my brother passed away, I met Cory Gunz.
Peter Gunn's son.
Yeah. my godmother Bisha called me to a cookout or like a block party. I didn't know that was Peter and Cory and them throwing a little block party for Cory just getting signed to Casablanca, I think, over with Tommy Mottola and Rockefeller and all of that. Oh, I think when Jay-Z was Jay-Z was president, I think Def Jam at the time.
Oh, right, yeah.
And you know, it was me, my mother, my oldest brother. His name is Flip. We called him Flip, so I don't always gotta say the one who passed, but Flip. And a couple of the homies from the block, of course, his homies. And when we got there, I saw Cory. So I remember watching the Come Up DVDs, and I'm like, yo, that's Cory. So my brother Flip like, yo, you gonna be a rapper? You can't act like that when you see other rappers.
Right.
So I'm like,
yeah.
As soon as he walked off, I ran up to Cory.
Yeah.
And I tell Cory, like, yo, I go, yo, you Cory Gunz? He like, yeah, what up, shorty? You want an autograph? I said, nah, I rap. He's like, word, let me hear some. Spit something for him. He like, yo, call my pops. So they called Peter. Peter come across the street with the camera. He like, yo, take it across the street over here. I guess they had a young kid around my age rapping in front of a crowd.
Oh, okay.
Like, yo, y'all gonna battle.
Instant battle.
Y'all gonna, mind you, my brother wrote the rhyme for me to battle off the top. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, he could go first. He went first. I went next. But yeah, when I spit that, the whole crowd went crazy because I always had manners growing up. So I wouldn't mind doing the violent gun bars, but I was never going to talk about sexual stuff and things like that. I just felt like I had no business talking about that. And him, on the other hand, it's just distasteful for a young kid.
I feel, yeah.
You know
See, that's how I feel still. Yeah, to this day.
Yeah, it's distasteful. So he was saying a lot of sexual terms and things like that. So it came off as, all right, that's cute, but how much you gonna do that? Then I came in with the violent, you know, but not too crazy. And everybody was just like, yo, that's wow. He went crazy. Week later, my brother got murdered. My mom relocated us to the South. And then I ended up moving back because the South just seemed a little too slow for me. I said, I'll go.
Right.
Yeah, so I went back. My mom's and my step-pops divorced. And my mom's, we had moved to the projects in Queens. And when I moved out there, I ended up linking back up with Cory. And from there, everything was history as far as militia goes. I got it. I had got it out of my arm when I was like 16. But as soon as I got with Gunz, and with me and Gunz, it wasn't even a music thing. Like Gunz always treated me like a little brother, like
family.
Yo, if I find out you smoking, you can't even use the studio. Yo, real like Gunz was real overprotective of like I don't care. Like if somebody on the block joking the wrong way with me or joking too harsh, Gunz will feel some kind of way. And sometimes it'll make me feel like, yo, why he babying me? But it ain't that. It's just I think Gunz just know what come with everything. And it's like if I could help it, nah. You ain't going. Nah.
Yeah, especially if you're in a position to do something about it. That's what makes it even more commendable for somebody like him.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like even down to me before I had got robbed before at gunpoint for a chain that wasn't even real, but it looked official. But Gunz would warn me before that happened. I'd be outside nighttime in his hood, and he'd be like, "Yo, I'm like probably what 13, 14." Be like, yo, what you doing out here with that? Like, yo, they'll twist you for that. Like you bugging out. And I look at him like, here he go again, being big brother. I'm like, yo, I'm good, man. Like, I'm me. I'm like, like, all right, cool. And when it happened, I called him. I was on my way to go see him, and I was about to meet him in the studio, in the basement under one of the stores on the block. And I called him, like, yo, they got me. He's like, what? You playing? Because I play a lot. I joke a lot. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. He walked up the block with flip-flops and a tank top on. Like, yo, come on.
Wow.
And even that was a crazy day.
Right.
You got all the gangsters like, yo, they called me Pop. They're like, yo, Pop, yo, get in the car. We out right now. And here go Gunz mushing me by the back of my neck. Like, yo, walk to my building. Like, yo, don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you thought was gonna happen?
Right.
You out here in the middle of what you thought they was gonna just let you live? You better be happy. That's all they took.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Kidding.
They ain't take your life. Cause I know when it was going down, I thought about my mother.
Right.
And like me losing my oldest brother, if I lose my life right now over this $250 chain,
no kidding.
That'd be selfish if I was just on some, yo, you gonna have to kill me. And then from there, when I linked up with Gunz, everything that I would say that's when I started to take it serious in a professional way.
Right.
And he would just take me along with him, man. Through being around Gunz, I ended up meeting my former manager, Jinx. And Jinx had worked for 50 Cent in the G-Unit office.
Oh, okay.
So me looking up to 50,
right.
I didn't think it was ever possible that I would actually end up in the same vicinity of him day by day. And that's how my life started to go. And with that came a gift and a curse because I started to feel like rap was promised. So it's like, because you tend to look at somebody else's success and you being around.
Yeah, as long as you get even a little crumb of that success,
you know what I'm saying?
That's,
so
it makes you feel that way.
That's success could do that. You start to feel like you there and it's not close. You know what I'm saying? So, but Fifth always treated me with the utmost, you know what I'm saying, love. Shout out to Yayo. I spent the night at Yayo crib like 2 nights. You know what I'm saying? Recorded and all of that. It was just a dope experience. But I like to say that me being through everything I've been through in the regular rap world, if you want to call it that, I think God allowed that because that's the same industry. And I'm not saying 50 or just whoever raps and opposes God, and we know how the industry could be. I'm here to take off the head of the beast. So it's like, what better way than knowing who your enemy is?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I also get a lot of influences growing up. I listened to D-Block. I listened to, before I knew 50, I was listening, I was tuned in, studying the G-Unit verse D-Block, Jada going at 50 and all of these things. Like
Jada was a beast.
I still don't think nobody could touch him.
Jada's nobody. Beast.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it just, when we talking about rap now though, it's different calibers and tiers of things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if we talking lyrical, and if I had to go to war and rap, Jada's definitely on my team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But now if we talking about records and things like that.
Right.
It becomes a different topic now.
Yeah, because some people don't even understand there really is a difference when it comes to that stuff.
A big difference because I think Jada's the best, but then now if we talking on a superstar level, you can't really put a lot of people up against Wayne. But if we talking about a superstar level as far as superstar and lyrics, a lot of people couldn't touch Jay.
Right.
Now we talking lyrical, feel good. And it feels right. It feels hip hop. A lot of people can't touch Nas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If we going just even older, just whatever. I think Noriega's dope. It's a lot of pockets you could go in.
Yeah.
You can get inspiration from anywhere.
Right.
But I think once you start to take a little here and there from the newer artists, I feel like that's like, I don't think you could do that.
Right.
You can, but I feel like Karate Kid don't take from Karate Kid. He take from Mr. Miyagi.
Right. What then was I guess you can call it the pivotal moment where you were saying, you know what, I can't do this anymore the way that I was doing it. I need to do it specifically for God. So what part was that?
You know, God will talk to you through people. But the thing is, you'll know when it's God. Because certain trigger things will be said that only you and God spoke about.
Right.
And the person still don't know God is talking through them. The one talking to you.
Right.
And sometimes they do. But I had a naked girl in my video. And I was going through I went through a breakup with my ex, and me and her was together for a little minute, like probably like close to 4 years, like three years and some change, close to 4 years. But it was a real relationship. Like, and she was older than me, like 6 years. So,
oh wow,
that was my first real. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't know how to be monogamous, and I loved her, but my definition of love is just, I'm gonna give you all of me, but not all of me. Like my desires and all of that, I didn't know how to click that switch off. And sometimes you still don't, but it's an everyday fight. But at the time, I didn't see the fight even being something. I felt like, nah. When it came to woman, I didn't think I would ever be married. I didn't think none of the above because I couldn't see it. I didn't let myself see that.
Right.
So I do everything plus more for her. You know what I'm saying? Her daughter, my daughter, like. But as far as that part, nah. And you know, after a while, she couldn't take it no more. She ended up leaving, and I didn't think I could ever feel as hurt as I did. You know what I'm saying? So from there, everything just would feel numb. I'm still out here running loose, still with girls left and right. But in the midst of that, you hear God the most. When you feel like I feel like there's two worlds, right? You got the physical one that you could touch, but then you have a world that your spirit is on. And it felt like my spirit was at the edge of the earth. And it's nothing worse I could do. It's nothing through all of the corruption I was doing to myself spiritually and physically. And I didn't feel it was nothing else worse. So but it's crazy, right? I'm not advocating for people to be like that. But it's a lot of times that's when you're the most closest with the Lord. Not because of anything you did, but now like a father, he has to grab you and clean you up. So,
and see, there's a difference real quick, because you just said you're not advocating for that stuff, and I think that's the issue that people get kind of tangled into. What happens is that they start thinking, well, wait a minute, I've heard these testimonies where people were doing this, that, and the other. Well, maybe in order for me to have an encounter with God, I got to do this, that, and the other. So then they purposely put themselves in that situation.
You can't fool God. What I mean? So I think that, it has to be genuine.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you know better, I think everybody got a term in they got a season with God of ignorance. And God deal with you in your ignorance. So you might not get it as harsh. But once you no longer ignorant, it's easy to play smart. It's not easy to play dumb.
Not at all.
So you could play smart, but you can't play dumb. Once you know something, it's hard for you to act like you don't know. Somebody's gonna walk by and look in your eyes and go, he knows. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying. So it's like with that, bro, it just got crazy, man. And it I spoke about it on another podcast. One night I told God, like, so I did the video, right? And you know, as guys, we ego driven. I knew my ex was gonna see it, right? But not thinking that if you just chill, she might come back and she might give it a try. But in my eyes, you don't want to be with me? Cool.
Right.
All right. I'm pushing it.
You don't want me, I want you.
That's it. I'm pushing it. Right. So the girl in the video, I never told her to get naked. I just said, I need you for a video. She ended up doing that. I was like, yo, she was like, yeah, I ain't tripping. I'm like, cool. I looked at it like, not for nothing. I ain't never do nothing with the girl, nothing. But like in a secular kind of way, I felt like, well, she probably looking out, because that's the one thing that rappers in the rap world, that sells. And people really look to that. So if she willing to do that, I felt like I appreciate it. Like, so we did that. I put it out. Dum. My conscience, once it went out, is one thing editing it, you seeing it, yo, this fire. But when it goes out to the people,
to the public,
that's when God start knocking that conscience door. Like, yo, you know
right now.
You know
better than this.
You know way better. So it got out. Everybody seeing it. They messing with it. It's like, yo, yeah. It looked like something, and it's sad because most of the artists that get real popular, it takes for them to be at a dark place in their life, to not care. And they they all into their music, but the music reflects what they're going through, so it's not so pleasant.
Right.
And you could just tell that I was in a place where nothing mattered. I'm about to just do rap now. Whatever happens, happens. But I'm giving it my all. And I'm not holding no punches. Like, as far as trying to be positive or trying to listen, I'm going to do what it do. I know nothing. I just know God, but I'm just going to do what I do, man. And from there, even family would be like, yo, is Popeye? Like, I don't know. He seemed different. Like, that's not something he would have did. Like, not him. So I called my manager, like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. And then the girl called me. It was like, hey, Pop, I just want to ask, you think I was doing too much in the video? So I was like, I'm gonna be honest. I ain't think you should have been naked, but I mean, overall, it was cool. I just don't think that. She was like, yeah, nah, I just was asking because my friend told me this, that, and the third, but it's cool. You can keep it up. I said, to be honest with you, I look at you as a person first. And one day you might be married, God willing, you might have kids.
Right.
And once something go out, ain't no coming back. So I feel like if you do want me to take it down, I don't have no problem with that. I will take it down. She's like, nah, it's cool. Although I really feel like she felt it was cool, but maybe not. But I knew that was God that made her do that. And I just felt like I'd be dead wrong if I don't take it down because I'm waiting for her to tell me. So I'm like, you know what? Nah, it gotta come down. Yeah, it's too much friction. If God ain't the author of confusion. Right. I'm just like, nah. In that case, I'ma always choose God before anybody.
And see, that's the thing. I think a lot of times what happens with people is that they don't realize that when they let me rephrase this. I think that their attitude about it is that you can't do this same thing that you did over here. You understand what I'm saying? They feel, as far as like, okay, so they're looking at it from their standpoint of like the world, basically. They're seeing he or anyone else was seeing your talent that you had, and he's thinking, well, why would you, just like how you said that, like, you're gonna be a preacher now? It's like, well, why can't I still be this? Why can't I still use the talent that God gave me, but use it for him instead? And they're not seeing that because they're thinking, well, but that doesn't make money. It's like, but it makes better than money. You know what I mean? I don't care, if I had all the riches in the world, it's still not going to get me.
Too, you know what's crazy? Sometimes too, bro, shining your light for God can sometimes demonize people.
Yeah.
And I think you lose what you condemn.
Yeah.
So if I walk in the room and everybody's doing one thing and I say I'm not going to participate in it, but I'm going to chill with y'all, but I'm just not going to participate in it. That now, it demonizes them. Yeah. It's like, yo, dog, who you think he is?
Right.
Instead
of allowing yourself to rub off on them. You know what I'm saying? They look at you like, well, no, why is this square here? Why is he got to be, man? Now he's messing up the whole vibe. You know what I mean?
It demonizes people. Yeah. So it's like when you go, yo, I gotta answer to God. It's like, what you think? So what you saying? I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What you saying? What makes you better that you gotta answer to God and I don't? Whoever said we don't? You know what I'm saying? But it's just, that's how I was on it.
Listen, I want to get into this real quick with semantics, because a lot of stuff that you're talking about right now kind of, kept making me want to go back to that. But, I was enthralled, man. I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, definitely. So the song Semantics itself, what would you say if you had to tell somebody like a brief sentence about what it was specifically about before they had a chance to listen to it? How would you introduce that song to them?
God don't deal with semantics. God is God. You must worship him in truth and spirit. Yes, but knowledge puffs itself up. So it's not necessarily about it, but the meaning of it.
Right.
God gave us means to communicate with him in a way that we only can in our finite mind.
Right.
The way that only we could. If you think about it, everything really means nothing. I got a black dresser right here, but if I called it a white dresser and you called it a black dresser, does that change it?
Right.
So that was my thing. That was my thing with semantics. Because now once you start learning all of this, that, the third, and let's go to the scholars, it's good.
Right.
Study to show yourself approved, but
of course,
learn why you study it.
Right.
Are you studying to know the most and you could debate? Are you studying to know God's heart more and why he did what he did? Are you studying because, well, this passage just doesn't sit right? Why would the word "the" be here? Because if you switch to it changes the whole.
Yeah, because then your focus is on something else.
What is God trying to say in this? You know what I'm saying?
You know, one of the things that I like to do in this type of situation here, and when we discuss music and everything that it entails and where it came from, the inspiration and all that, one of the things is the lines, of course, because that's what this is, you know.
Definitely.
The one thing that stood out to me the most, I mean, first of all, I'm gonna tell you, sonically, that song Semantics is dope. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm hearing it, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, these headphones aren't the greatest in the world, but I'm hearing like every single thing. And when I hear that, when I feel like it's coming from all directions, you've got my attention, right? So I'm listening to it and everything, and man, the I can't even say one line. It's a couple of lines that lead into it, but the line where you said,
"What you think Paul said to Peter in front of the Gentile seekers? All is one in Christ, the devil can't see us. Separating the church where they trying to defeat us, beat us. God chose me before feed us. If it ain't the real gospel, it's gonna be hard to lead us. And I love Yeshua."
Man, that whole
if it
entire
ain't the real
thing.
Gospel.
That whole entire thing. I'm just like, man, like that.
Right, so you want to go line by line with it?
Yeah. Please do.
All right. Peter in Antioch was amongst the Gentiles.
Yeah.
He had this real Jew way about him, which he had every right to be,
right,
humanly, fleshly, because he knew the Lord.
Right.
Paul wasn't side by side with the Lord, but he saw the Lord on the road to Damascus. But Peter, that was his man. He chopped off the air for the Lord.
Right.
His man. So I got pride in being a Jew. Y'all the little homies, y'all Gentiles. You just don't know. So stay in your place. But he was acting cool, I guess, with them. And when the other Jews came, Peter switched up and tried to act all high and mighty like the Jew he is.
Right.
And Paul saw that and was like, hold up. Nah, I gotta rebuke this.
Right.
How is it that you, being a Jew, can't keep all the laws or can't keep this lifestyle, but you want them to do it?
Right.
And that's not, you can't put that on them. We're all one in Christ, and that's the gospel.
Right.
He was saved by what he did for us, not by anything else.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? So I said Gentile seekers because they're seeking the Lord as well, but they're Gentiles. So they may not have all the customs down packed, but they love the Lord and they're trying to do right by the Lord. But without all of the extra stuff the Pharisees wanted them to do. It was almost like Peter was kind of on some, I don't want to say a Pharisee, because it did look like he was cooling and chilling with them before the Jews came. But when the Jews came, he tried to act like so.
Right.
That'll be for that part. So what you think Paul said to Peter in front of the Gentile seekers? All is one in Christ. The devil can't see us.
Yeah.
What did it say after? Because I just did the record. When I did it, I put it out.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay. And then separating the church while they're trying to defeat us and beat us.
So now, when you do that, a house divided by itself cannot stand. So by me saying the semantics of it is, you got to call them this, or if you ain't doing this or that. When Romans 14 says one keeps the day of the Sabbath and do it unto the Lord, but another one that doesn't also doesn't keep it unto the Lord. God receives both of them. Right. But don't let one who's weaker in faith tell the other one, or vice versa, that he's wrong.
Right.
Who are you to judge the Lord's servant or someone's servant? So by me saying all of this, I'm dividing the church. You got the ones over here that feel like they got the gifts, the one who don't got the gifts, the one who this, the one who that. Nah, this is the haves, this is the have-nots. We're the Jews, you're the Gentiles. Bow down to us, buddy. Or you get it. Not all of them feel like that, but you get what I'm saying. Like it's special for my salvation to know that I'm a Jew. When it ain't being a Jew that saved you, it was the very Jew who is Jesus Christ that saved us, all of us. Right? So boom, while they trying to defeat us, while they trying to separate the church, while they trying to defeat us, beat us. So yeah, Christians getting persecuted in America got it good, but you get what I'm saying. Like they trying to do us dirty. What's after that?
The God chose me before faith. That was one of my favorite lines.
He chose you before the world. You know that.
Yep.
And that was it for right there.
If it ain't the real gospel, it's gonna be hard to lead us.
So now that's self-explanatory. Any gospel you give that's holes in it, and it don't really stick on you being saved by Christ alone. Yeah. There's holes in it. Yep. It's hard to lead somebody. Actually, when you teach a works-based salvation, that may make more atheists than anything. Man. Because it's impossible for you to live up to that. Right. Impossible. Right. I didn't say it's impossible to not live life without sinning and what? Yeah, that's impossible. Matter of fact, that's impossible. Yeah. But you can still live a life that's holy unto the Lord. Not waking up wanting to do the things of the flesh. Right. Facts all day. But even in that, you do sins that you don't even know is sin sometimes. Yeah. You understand? And I believe for sin, you must know and give in, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's anger, there's pride, there's different things that is not up to God's standard that you're going to do. You know what I mean?
So, and you're going to do it just because it's in your natural fleshly self
nature to do it. Yeah. Until you get your glorified body. So at the end of the day, you can't give the wrong, you got to give the gospel. And that is Jesus Christ.
Period. Yeah, man, I appreciate this conversation, man. I ain't gonna lie. This is one of the things that I love about doing this because you get caught up in just speaking on what's real. And I'd be stupid to think that I can't learn from somebody younger than me. So salute, man.
Yo, same here, bro. Like, I think that's the most thing that we just gotta, not even we, like even myself is just, even though I consider myself to be teachable, even being more teachable without letting people persuade you into ways that God will not have you go. You still got to have your discernment and guard up, but so it's okay to be teachable, like, and just I feel why. And even when you disagree with somebody, it's okay to understand why they feel the way they feel, because we only really could give out information based off our experiences. What does it mean to us? And now we can correlate it to somebody else. So definitely.
Well, I appreciate your time, man. Most definitely.
Same here, bro.
But before I let you go, man, I want to ask you to go ahead and leave your social media right now. Like, where can people reach you at if they want to get in touch with you?
Yeah, man. You can find me on Instagram at WILLCATA, Will Cata. You can look Spotify, Apple Music, the whole nine. You can look up William Cata, YouTube, William Cata, everything William Cata. So Amen. Definitely be on the lookout.
Right. And you got anything brand new besides Semantics? You got a whole project that you're putting out or what?
I got a project I'm going to put out. I don't have a title yet. What I can say, though, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Everything current with me goes there. Everything. Awesome. I don't care if it's a song. It's all going on the YouTube. So, youtube.com/William Cata.
Well, if there's anything you ever need from me, man, just reach out and let me know, and I'll do the same, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, man. Right back at you.
All right.
God bless.
God bless.